All right, it has been 30 minutes. Honestly, I probably could have stopped at 15, but I just wanted to be thorough and make sure this happens. All right, here we go. Plus 233,000. Honestly, I probably got 1,000,000 in that time. I probably actually got 1,000,000 experience in that time. And breach protocol level 20. Easy as that. All right, so we already have a new breach protocol farming exploit. Special thanks to Dodo and Ava. They actually joined my Discord server with tip-offs and information that they had to try to piece this together. And I've only been posting a few videos last like 24 hours because I seriously spent like 8 hours trying to figure out how to make this work to where anyone can do it. This has been the most complicated exploit that I have cracked yet. So also, before we begin, I want to say, if you struggle to get this to work, or one part of this is you can't get one part of this to work, that is normal. This is by far the most complicated, like, we're putting together multiple exploits into one giant exploit, so there's so many moving parts that it's possible that any one of these things could become an issue for you and just not work. The number one thing I would want to recommend here is before you even start heading over here to do any of this, make another save. Make a backup save. Make 2 backup saves. Just like, you never know. Maybe you'll get lucky if you can't get to work. Just start all over and then you can get it to work or something. Okay. And also, if you enjoy this video, be sure to share the video, like, and subscribe because we have more exploits coming in the future. Check out our exploits playlist for other ridiculous, stupid exploits like this. And I've got a really big one coming up either tonight or tomorrow, hopefully, that I found out because of this exploit. Also, I got to splice this in here somewhere. I forgot to mention it, so I have to splice it in. I forgot to show where this was on the map on my original recording. So, got to zoom out the map. This is Pacifica. All right, we're going to zoom that in. It is right here by the Grand Imperial Mall waypoint, or what do they call it? Fast travel in this game. We are looking across the street at these buildings. The fast travel is literally right there, and we are over here behind this. I've had the best results standing behind this particular, whatever these things are called. Somebody's going to know what these things are called, and they're going to comment and make me feel dumb, but go ahead and do it because I want to know what it's called. And, yeah, and you reach from here to the camera, that camera, that camera, and that camera. I'm going to show you the exploit, and then stick around because afterwards I'm going to walk you through everything that you're going to need, everything you're going to have to swap out, everywhere you're going to have to go in order to get this to work. So the main takeaway from this exploit is that there are some cameras here that let you interact with them while the scan menu is open. They will go like time is running at real time. So I can sit here and spam any of these without leaving the menu. Now, there's a reason that is important because you're going to need to use anamnesis. So this ability, most of you who have tried it will probably think what I thought, which is this ability is broken. It's bugged out. It doesn't work. And that is right. That is true. It is bugged out and it doesn't work. But it turns out, specifically for this exploit, you can get it to work, actually. It's really weird, but there's an explanation for it. So in order to use this exploit, you're going to have at least 18 intelligence. That is the minimum requirement. So this exploit's not possible unless you're going for an intelligence build. I'm sorry to break that to you now if you were hoping to get to like 12 and, breach protocol really fast or something. You're going to have 18 to do this exploit. So you're going to want to buy all 3. And just to be safe, just purchase it, over-purchase it until it tells you max level reach. I don't know if that helps or not, but do everything you can to try this exploit to work. Also, again, before you interact with any camera, before you even come here, save your game. Split off a different save, because literally while I was making this video, I saved after doing this, loaded it back, and the camera was broken. Didn't work right. So it's like if something's broken, you just want to start all the way from the beginning. Whenever you're going to grind, you want to grind all the way through until you're done, and don't quit until you're done, because these things, once they break on a save file, they are broken forever, and then you got to go through some crazy tomfoolery to try to get them to work again, which is a whole other thing that is not consistent. And so I'm just going to make this video as if you're never going to do that, because there are some tricks, like you can try to manually turn one off and then run away and then turn it on and off, and then it might work. And there's a bunch of crazy methods I found that were like very inconsistent but could work, but you want to just try to avoid that. Okay, just try your best to avoid that. Now, before you start doing anything, you want to scan this camera and turn it off, and then check. Make sure that you're getting the amount you're supposed to get. You only got 13 right there. So you're going to want to re-render the camera. This was a bug from the other breach protocol exploit video I posted earlier today, where if you re-render the camera, then you come back, it will give you the full 136 or whatever every single time. So now that we've re-rendered it, we can turn it on. We get 136. And you want to do this, you want to check before you commit to this. Okay, 136. We are good to go. So, you make sure you have this perk. It's not possible to do this without this perk. Now, this perk is very, very finicky, okay? So, here's the best chance to make it work. So, like I said, save multiple files here. Once you get to this point, you're set up, you're ready to go. You want to save your game, and because you may have to try loading it in order to fix it, actually, which may break a camera even. And then the other thing is, you're going to want to be this far away from the camera. Don't get closer to these cameras. For whatever reason, when I get closer to the cameras, it makes it way more likely that I can't scan them in real time. Like, it'll do the normal pausing the game, which then breaks the whole exploit. So definitely want to hang back all the way behind these signs. Now, when you go to scan it, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to use turn on. Do not use any others. Don't use ping. Those are really sketchy to use. So what you do is you use turn on and off, but you're going to be patient. You want to do it slowly and steadily. If you spam the button, it very often will break the whatever it's called, and it just won't work. But also, you don't want to go too slow because you don't want to start regenning RAM in the middle, because that can also make it not work. So then, if you go slow and steady, it may still not work, and then you'll have to do a full reset and try again. And the other thing to know is that that ability, for whatever reason, can only trigger not only in this situation, but you have to start from full RAM. If you start with like 5 RAM, it oftentimes won't work. It can sometimes, but the most consistent way is to let your RAM fully recharge and start fresh. Just do a complete like do-over. But once you get it into this cycle where that ability is working, now you're in this situation, and now you can start spamming. You can ping, but ping is super sketchy, and it can break that anamnesis or whatever it's called. It can break it, especially if you spam ping. If you spam ping, it'll start using more than one, and that will just start blowing things up, and it won't work right. And even spamming turn off and on is a little sketchy. If you want to guarantee that you don't have to back out of the menu, you would want to not spam. You would want to just do it slow and steady. But you might as well just spam it, because if it breaks, you can just get out of the menu, let your RAM recharge, and try to get set up again. But once you're set up like this, you can just spam this on and off as many times as you want. This is what it will ideally look like. I'm not sure how you get to this point exactly. I've had this happen twice now, and it's just after actually grinding it for like 5 to 10 minutes. It might do this for you, and if it does this for you, then you'll be getting like, you know, the stated million experience per hour. This is how you get it. Again, I'm not sure what exactly triggers this thing, but what can happen here is there's no cast time for turning the camera on or off anymore, and anamnesis is still working. So you can literally, it's like almost as fast as you can press the button, you can turn it on and off. And when you do it like this, you know, I say 1,000,000 experience per hour, but honestly, if you can press the button fast enough for long enough without your thumb blowing up, or without your finger blowing up, if you're using, actually I don't know what button you press on a PC, but whatever your pressing button, finger, thumb thing is, if If it doesn't blow up from going as fast as you can for the entire time, then, I don't know, you might actually be able to get like 1,500,000 or even 2 million experience per hour. So, yeah. It can go really, really fast if you get this bug to kick in on top of all the exploits that we've mentioned up until now. When you're done, I would recommend just trying to get it all over in one go. I haven't checked just yet. I may check before I post the video how long it takes to get to max level. I'm thinking somewhere between 30 minutes and an hour is my guess. Probably not more than an hour, but maybe, but I don't think so. Probably like 20 to 40 minutes, maybe 50 max. So it's like, if you're going to do this, just go ahead and get it over with. Just try to get it over with in one go, because these cameras can break, and once they break on a save file, I've never been able to get one of them to work again. There's probably, maybe, perhaps a way to get them work again, but it's not guaranteed. Okay, so now let's back out and see how much breach protocol we got. 12,000. There we go. That's huge. Okay. And now, another thing I should mention is that there are 3 cameras. So if one's broken, there's other cameras to try. They're all really hard to spot. So, of course, the first one's right there. The other one's right here, below the icon. It's really hard to aim on it from this far away, but it's right around here. Then, the third camera, which I have not tested this on this third camera, but you can give it a shot on this one if those two don't work, is on the back of that shipping crate, right, oh, it's hard to get from this angle, right there. And there's another camera you can try right there. I guess for that one, you'd have to back off over this way somewhere and find the right distance to try to make it work. And there's some more things I should mention. The thing I should have mentioned at the beginning, and I regret not mentioning it earlier because I know people are going to ask, I always forget to say this, you cannot level a skill higher than a parent attribute. If you're leveling breach protocol, it cannot go higher than your intelligence. If you're leveling quick hacking, it cannot go higher than your intelligence. Shouldn't be a problem if you're doing this because you're already taking intelligence to 18. So most people will get to, like anyone who has that problem will get to 18 and then just be confused, but at least they're 18 already. But be sure to know that. The other thing that you're going to want to know, well, there's more things I think, but the main thing that you're going to want to know is your cyberware. You are going to want the worst operating system you can find. You also need to remove all frontal cortex cyberware that have anything to do with RAM other than the RAM upgrade. You can keep the RAM upgrade, that one's fine. The Camillo RAM, whatever it's called, can break this whole thing, and the X disk is completely unnecessary because you want less RAM, not more. I've noticed the more RAM you have, the less likely anamnesis is to work. It's way less likely to work when you have like 30 RAM. When I was trying this at first with 30 RAM, and it was a nightmare to try to get it to work. And then I decided, well, the main thought process was, I was like, well, if it's going to be this buggy, I'm going to get less RAM, so that way when it bugs out, I can charge to full RAM more quickly and get a reset. And then I found out, wow, if I just get less RAM, it works way more consistently. So you want to get this just a really bad operating system. And then finally, another thing is you're going to want to get ping. The other thing, and then another thing is you cannot do anything to these cameras or anything like that without a normal cyber deck. If you have Berserk or if you have Sandevistan in, you're not going to be able to do anything. And honestly, ping's optional for this one because that honestly is probably a bad idea to use for this exploit for breach protocol. But I do have an insane quick hacking exploit coming up that is going to just be completely just insane. So stay tuned for that. Make sure you subscribe because we have an unbelievably ridiculous quick hacking exploit coming up very soon. The craziest thing about this exploit is it's actually possible to hit max level breach protocol in one contextual menu, in one scan menu. You could, theoretically, if it doesn't bug out or anything, you could be sitting in one of these menus, however long you gotta be, get out of the menu, bam, max level. And I will try to do that, and I'll try to put that at the beginning of the video, because I think it's possible. I'm gonna try to get it. Other tips that you should know are if you cannot get the, I want to know how to pronounce it. Well, how do you pronounce this thing? If you can't get anamnesis to work, the things I've tried is going here and pretending like you're gonna purchase it, get that message pop up, Try saving and loading the game. Try going back to an old save that, you know, before you even started, and then saving and loading from there in case the cameras break when you save and load. I've tried like leaving the area to re-render the cameras and then come back in. I've tried another big one. This is a really big one, actually. If you're going through this, just try over and over again. Try like 3 to 5 times before giving up. Like, use up all your RAM very slowly. Just go through here really slowly. And then once you've used it all, if it's not activating, just get out of the menu, let your RAM completely recharge, and then try again. And just keep doing that like 3 times, 4 times, something like that. And if after 3 or 4 times it doesn't work, then start trying other things. Start, you know, save load the game. Check, you know, try pretending like you're going to purchase it again. Any of those things, any of those types of tricks to try to get it to work. It can work. I now know, like, I've had 3 different people minimum that have had it work in this context, doing it in this crazy thing. But again, and I already forgot to pronounce it, but that ability, the reason it doesn't work normally is the only time I've ever been able to get it to work is while the scanning menu is still open. But in any situation except for these broken cameras, time slows. So you have to back out when you're done scanning and then come back in. But if you do that, it won't activate. So, yeah, so you can only use it for now. You can only use it in this situation, in this scenario. That is the only time that you'll be able to activate it until they patch it. Someday, I assume at least, they will fix it and then it'll work normally as intended. But as of right now, it doesn't work as intended, but it can work for this exploit, which is amazing, or else this exploit would not be possible. And one last time, special thanks to Ava and Dodo for helping giving me feedback on this, to help me point me in the right direction. It took me like 7 hours to figure this out. Trial and error playing with cameras. It was torture, to be honest with you. But now you know how it works. And if this helped you, be sure to share the video, like, and subscribe. And like I said before, check out our other playlists, because this is not the only crazy exploit that I've found or that we as a community have found. We have found all sorts of exploits. So be sure to check out the playlist if you like exploits. There's lots of them, and there's more coming every single day. And as they come to the surface, I will be posting about them. There's also just leveling guides for things that don't have exploits, and it goes on and on and on. But hopefully you found this helpful. Now you can level up Breach Protocol. I think it's physically impossible to level Breach Protocol faster than this unless someone can find a way to get more Breach Protocol experience per interaction. But I don't think I've ever seen Breach Protocol experience be gained in more than an interval of like 130 or whatever it is. So I'm thinking this is literally the mathematical maximum of how fast you can get Breach Protocol in Cyberpunk 2077. If this video helped you, consider helping us by subscribing to our channel. Tap this button over here and hit the red subscribe button. Subscriptions help a lot, even if you never watch our videos again. Ha 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 ha!